Four-time Grammy Award winner, audio engineer Larry Rock is no stranger to the famous Lincoln Center stage in New York City.
You know, I see the New York Philharmonic rehearse here, and everybody comes to this stage and rehearses all together. And here you're obviously putting pieces together of people who have rehearsed on their own, learned the parts, and then bring them all together like this.
Larry is referring to the INC Symphony Orchestra getting ready to perform in the first ever oratorio outside the Philippines.
It is remarkable to have people coming from literally all over the world. And I'm so amazed at how well the orchestra obviously knows the music, even with this small amount of rehearsal with everyone together.
Having been in the business for a while now and being nominated and winning Grammys along the way, he is not only amazed by the performance level of the INC Orchestra, but also its size.
And this, I think it's safe to say, is the largest chorus I've ever worked with in this hall.
Tendiwe is a soloist in the chorus and came all the way from South Africa. It was a nearly 30-hour journey to New York City.
I wasn't expecting it, and to be selected, like South Africa is a faraway country. No one is thinking about that country. So now to be chosen.
En route to New York City, Tendiwe even took a moment to share her faith with someone at the airport, as she posted on her Facebook page. Tendiwe was not the only one who crossed oceans to perform in Lincoln Center.
Who can imagine that? That's a once-in-a-lifetime experience here in New York, in the David Geffen Hall. It's unimaginable.
It's a little deja vu-ish. I did not know if we were going to be able to continue with the symphony after 2014. The second part that Carl Ramos put together, being able to give an actual live presentation is amazing, and then even more so to be able to do it in the home of the New York Philharmonic.
Just like his fellow musicians, Brandon Harris cannot get over the feeling of being in the famed Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts in New York. A cellist, Brandon also performed in the oratorio for the Church of Christ Centennial Anniversary celebrations in the Philippines. And it is here in New York where he joins other talented members of the church who came from different parts of the world to perform the oratorio in Lincoln Center's David Geffen Hall.
To be able to come over here to the States, and for many of us in the Randalia from the United Kingdom, it's their first time coming to the States and seeing it. To be able to play in such a prestigious area, no one, none of us have ever dreamed of ever being able to participate in something this grand.
You practice the score by yourself, it's only notes that you're practicing. You have no idea what it sounds like in an orchestra. And now with full orchestra with violins and the winds and the strings and everything, it's really amazing.
We've been practicing for a number of months, but it's been individual, or they've been in smaller or larger ensembles, but never until this week have we been together to actually as a full ensemble.
Rehearsing together in short time after practicing on their own for several months wasn't the only challenge. Travel preparations were not always easy, particularly for Tendiwe, who was turned down twice for a visa to America before being approved on the third try.
So I didn't get, but they still said to me, Tendiwe, you must continue with the panata with us. You must continue with the practice. You don't know what will happen. They didn't give up on me, like saying that, oh, Tendiwe, we are done now. You've lost 2 times, so why? And then they gave me the last chance. That's why I'm the last one to arrive, because I got the last chance. But the last chance was like, because I prayed so hard. I think I needed to pray very hard, not just pray very hard and beg God that I really need this. I really need to be there. I want to be there. I want to go there. So I prayed and I am here now.
I think out of all the stringed instruments, the cello is the one that closely resembles a human voice, so it's actually really able to evoke a lot of emotion.
And such emotion is what Brother Rod Ramos, the conductor, had led the orchestra in expressing when telling the church's story through the oratorio.
We know that there's always been that feeling of happiness for all members of the church. But whenever they see something or hear something like this, it kind of serves as a way for those emotions to come to the surface, and for their faith in the process to be solidified, because they hear that here's the story of the church being portrayed through music. The church's beginnings was very humble. Perhaps the music in that region or those areas where it emerged were humble also.
We have not heard the Philippine story, parts of our wonderful and great history told to an audience in this great hall. I do think that this shows the faithfulness of the Lord to His people.
Just the fact that there's an oratorio of this type of music, which involves a high level of performance from all the brethren involved, the sheer number of performers involved, and the fact that it's in a world-class venue, all of that, I think, speaks volumes. I mean, it shows that the progress of the church really has been unstoppable.
Everyone is awesome. It's obviously due to the dedication that everyone feels for doing this.
And that dedication is shared by all who felt so blessed to be part of this grand event.
Yeah, I was excited and shocked. It came as a shock. Like, wasn't expecting it. I wasn't thinking that it could happen to me. Who am I to be chosen?
It's a true blessing from our Father that He gave me the skills to play an instrument, and now He chosen me to be part of the orchestra here in New York.
And for Brandon, he recognizes that these blessings didn't just start in 2014 for the centennial, but even much earlier.
Never would have thought that back in 1991, when I first picked up the orchestra, the instrument with the cello, that it would turn into something 20 years later, giving me an opportunity I can never repay God for the blessing that He's given me. Being able to see how God has given us a talent and being able to bring us together and bring all of our parts to be able to make this one grandiose performance, it's been amazing.
Reporting from New York City, I'm Stacy Larkin for the Iglesia Cristo News Network.